You're listening to For Film's Sake with Irving, Twitterless Joel, and Jose. Oh, right, and me, Chris. Enjoy the show. All right, here we go. New episode of For Film's Sake podcast. Remember to follow us on Instagram and YouTube. YouTube is at For Film's Sake 1, and on Instagram it's For Film's Sake Pod. Chris here with all of you, and I have a couple of my chums here. Irvin is right here with me,
Hi, everybody.
and also Jose is here.
Hello.
Let's get to brass tacks, gentlemen. These days, during the months of July, I have been looking at our group chat, and all I've been seeing are pictures of Criterion Collection movies. So I figured, let's talk about that some. We're all, four of us, Joel included, we're all avid collectors of Criterions. So let's just talk about our Criterion Collections. I see Jose was bragging about having over 100 of them.
Yes, I counted almost all of it. I have approximately 100 titles of Criterion, more than 100 titles. So, yeah, I'm just a physical media collector and Criterion especially, right?
Well, I guess they should have an office for you in their building because that's a lot of Criterions.
Yes, I
Um,
need to be the Criterion closet.
so now, in talking about our Criterion collections, like what is for each of you? I'll say mine. For each of you, which is the one you're proudest to have?
The title that I'm just proud to have to have from all the Criterion titles I own. I think the first one that started it all is one of my favorite films, a film that was a blind buy when I first bought it and never thought it about like, is this part of a special boutique label or something?
Mm,
I just bought it because always people were, uh, especially the cinema fans, movie fans, is saying that this is a classic, an influential film, and it's a special one. Like, it's one of my favorite films ever. It's Seven Samurai from Akira Kurosawa from 1954. Uh, Truly special film. I'm really proud that that film came into my hands, and later I was starting to research about what is this C that is on the corner top left on the cover.
right.
Criterion
That's
Collection.
that's
That's
that's the first one you got.
that's the first one. Yeah,
Nice.
it's an amazing film for those who haven't seen it, and a truly influential film for the action genre,
Yeah.
samurai. Yeah, it's truly awesome.
All right. So, what's the proudest one you have in your collection, Irvin? And how many do you have?
Um, I don't know exactly the number. I think I'm probably close to, I would say like 80, 90, but I am pretty sure that by the end of July, I'll cross the 100 mark. I'm pretty sure I will cross that. There are a few ones on my wish list. For those who don't know, go to Barnes and Noble or go to Criterion Collection, and you'll find a 50% discount in the month of July. So take advantage of that. It's super cool. I think
quick
I
disclaimer. quick disclaimer: Barnes
Just a quick
Barnes and
one.
Noble, yes, Barnes and Noble are not paying for the free advertising. Go on.
So thank you for that one. That is a really good one, and they should after this this
Yes.
non-paid announcement. Yes. So the one that I have, it's pretty special. Probably back in 2002. So imagine how far we're going here. I was in the Blu-ray music DVD store called Specs in Puerto Rico in Plaza Las Americas. And I remember that I used to go there and drive there just to try to get DVDs because I was recently I started recently collecting DVDs around that time. And I found one of my probably favorite movies. uh, at that time was one of my favorite movies. Right now, it's one of those like guilty pleasures. And
I know where
actually,
you're
it's so
going with
fitting.
this.
Oh yeah, and
I know where you're going with this.
I'm very proud to say that I am probably one of the few human beings who carries and to have this, DVD in their collection that is from Criterion Collection. I'm talking about a so fitting title for this summer blockbuster season. I'm talking about Michael Bay's Armageddon.
Oh my
So
God.
I have I
Oh
have
my.
the Criterion Collection of Armageddon that has a series number. Um, I think that it's like it says number 40. I don't know what that means, but I think after a conversation I had with you guys, not necessarily in a podcast, I did a little bit of research in this. This is the title that it's like, what is it they call it? It's out of stock and out of print, something like that. So yeah, and that was my first Criterion collection of all. That was the one that
Wow.
started it all.
Wow.
Yeah, and I
I mean,
love it. By the way, I love it.
that's probably a rare edition print there. So who knows? Maybe it'll be valuable at some point.
Yeah,
I knew you were
on
gonna
some
mention that
webpage.
one. In fact, I was going to bring it up because if you would have mentioned any other one of your Criterion movies, I would have brought that up just to bring the topic in. But I guess you snooze, you lose. You chose that one.
I'm very,
I
proud of having that one, but I have other titles that I feel like they're incredible. I'm gonna say that Le Samurai, it's an incredible French film. If you have not seen it, that is
mm,
one of my favorite criterion that I
mm.
have, and I will say that that was gonna be my number two that I was gonna say, but I could not. The temptation was too, it was there. It was too good for me to miss Armageddon.
I don't own as many as you guys. In fact, I'm trying to remember which was the first Criterion I bought. I think all of a sudden I don't even remember. But the thing is that it's it hasn't been that long since I started collecting them. Geez, I'm looking at my list here because I take inventory of such things, and I can't quite figure out which one is the first. I think. Oh no, wait, no, I know which is the first one. The first one was Alfonso Cuarón's Roma. That was the first one I got. I have two that I'm really proud of owning. I am proud of owning Sex, Lies, and Videotape from Steven Soderbergh. I really enjoy that movie. It's very ahead of its time in terms of the subject matter. So I really am proud of having that one. And I also feel proud to have La Haine from Matthew Kassovitz. It's a French film.
That film's really good. The French film La Haine.
Yes,
I
it's a
hope that I hope I said it well.
yeah, it's La Haine, and La Haine is French for hatred. So, and it's a pretty fitting title for that movie for
Yeah,
those that have
yeah,
seen would understand.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't. I need to I need to wish list a couple of them titles. I saw Jose got the copy for Bound with that very hot box. So I want to try and get that one
Oh
soon.
yeah.
But
Hey,
recent.
don't forget Parasite.
Oh yes, yes. I don't have that one in Criterion though. I have a
Interesting.
regular copy. Well, the Criterion version came after I got the Blu-ray, but I own some really good ones. I bet that Irvin has the Criterion editions, Jose, of one that he's going to talk about next time we get together. Because when we talk about blind spots, I'm sure that Irvin hasn't seen the Before trilogy, and I think he owns it.
Ah, man, don't remind me that. I feel so
That's another
embarrassed. But yes,
title I'm
it's true.
that's
I
another
have the
title
Before
I'm
trilogy.
I can't
that's
wait to
another
talk
title
about
I'm
this
really
next
proud.
time. I can't wait to talk about this next time because the last time we did an edition of Blind Spots, which was at the first iteration of our podcast, Irvin has said that that was one of his blind spots. And fast forward to now, I'm sure he hasn't seen them.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty obvious because I think that that is one of those trilogies that you would have to react after you've seen them, and especially I'm going to try to do them, one after the other. I'm not going to try to, wait a little bit to watch the second one and then the third one. I will, I will commit to sit down and watch the three of those. I will say this. I cannot wait, but one of my blind spots, Chris, well, not blind spots, one of those uh, rare criterions that I did not have, and I was so embarrassed when I realized this, is one of my favorite movies ever, is The Silence of the Lamb. And I recently
Ah,
got it. I recently got it.
the box for that is insanely good.
The
Beautiful,
cover is really beautiful.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a beautiful cover.
Yeah,
Another
so
title I'm
I
proud I
I
own
have that.
from the Criterion Collection.
I also have that one. I'm sure we have a lot of them in common. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I do own a Criterion that seen. It's a huge blind spot for me. So that could be a teaser for one of our next episodes. I got the Criterion version of Malcolm X, Spike
Oh.
Lee's Malcolm X. Now, I haven't seen it yet, but I have it right there. So at some point, I will take that out of
You're
my.
not the only one.
And
Uh,
when you do so, imagine that in another multiverse, Denzel's looking at you and saying, my man."
yeah. so so these are our quick little thoughts on Criterion. So we're going to take a bit of a break and we'll return and talk recommendations for all you guys. And we're back. So, uh, well, let's do this segment we've been kind of doing for a bit and talk. What are good movies that you guys recommend that you've seen recently, Irvin?
All right. So I have one good title. Well, I have two actually. One of them it's called Ghostlight. This movie, I think it's distributed by IFC, and it is starring, I forgot the main character's name, but it has Dolly DeLeon, who we all remember from Triangle of Sadness. She's
Yes.
part of the cast. She has a very important role in that movie. But I would say that the less that you know, the better. But it is a movie that has a very beautiful conversation about grief in ways that you'll be surprised, but at the same time it definitely touches obviously in relationships, between a father and a daughter, but
Hmm.
also with the community. And in this case, integrating the community of theater. I cannot, recommend this anymore. This is just incredible. It is very touching, but at the same time, it's funny. It's powerful. It has a beautiful ending that left me shook. So I think it's one of the best movies of the year. And last but not least, I'm recommending for all of you to try to get or see, watch, whatever, however you can, and what we call Fancy Dance. It's a
Mm,
little film, 90 minutes, starting Lily Gladstone. Um, and this is another one that the less that you know, the better. This movie could
right.
be a whodunit. It could be, a road trip film, however you want to look at it. But let me just prepare all of you for those last 15 minutes because the gut punch, it's
Come
it's
on,
still it's
come
still on
on.
me. It's still
Don't
on me, and I'm not
don't tell us there's
overselling it.
a don't tell us there's a gut punch.
No, I mean, it's just like how, and it's a beautiful ending, by the way, in my opinion, but it does definitely has a lot of weight, and the
Yeah, yeah.
catharsis that you can experience there, navigating this journey with these two main characters is incredible. So
Right.
I cannot recommend it. It's a little gem.
Yeah, all right. Jose, what are you recommending?
Uh, I'm recommending this film that is quite popular right now. I watched it two times in the movie theater this couple of days. At the first time, I was like, I don't know if this is a necessary sequel. When I watched it, I was like, wow, this is really, really good. So much better than I expected. I'm talking about Inside Out too. Uh, so that film, when the first one, I really love it. This second one is quite on the top, like the first one. So it's not better, but it's really good. It's like the same essence as the first one, exploring this character and her emotions, the
Yeah,
emotions, joy, anger, fear, and also with the girl coming of age, like
yeah,
she's
yeah.
like,
Growing up.
like a teenager. She's growing up and having this new emotion like anxiety, uh, that
Envy, embarrassment. Yeah,
envy,
yeah. That
embarrassment. Yeah,
it looks. Yeah.
it's
Um.
like I really had anxiety twice watching it. I was like, oh my God,
So
at the edge
so
of my seat.
without saying too much, how did you find the voice work of Ayo Edibiri and Maya Hawke? How do you find how did you like
Um,
their voice
M-
acting?
Maya Hawke, she's the one who stood out on the film. Like she has more time on screen. Ayo
Sure.
Debiri was like, I'm here, it was like very good, very good,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I love her. Uh, but the lines that she had was like I expected more from her.
Okay,
Uh, but Maya Hawke stood out. She was like the 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 another main character from this film.
sure. So and I heard that Inside Out 2 is going to become Pixar's highest grossing film ever.
Well,
So
yeah,
who knew?
it for not now that film is the Pixar highest grossing film, I think.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw the news today. Yeah,
yeah. So that's a big hit for them.
yeah.
Um, so as far as what I recommend, I saw a really I thought it was a really great movie some time ago. I'm trying to remember a few weeks ago. No, yeah, a few weeks ago. Uh, a film called Sometimes I Think About Dying, and that is a film directed by Rachel Lambert, starring Daisy Ridley, and it's it's a very profound film. It's it's basically this person who I call it in my review, I call it like the reverse Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Like Secret Life of Walter Mitty is this character who daydreams about living life and daydreams about doing something with it, and in this movie, Daisy Ridley's character is a character who often daydreams about dying and all the things that uh, result in that. Her personality. It's a movie about, loneliness and it's very and it lends itself to be like artistic in some senses, but it's also a movie that slice of life. You not a lot happens, but I think that's good because you're seeing how this person lives, and this character is a character who's very meek. Meek is not the right word. Discreet, a very discreet character, just observes everything around her. So, and Daisy Ridley, gosh, like, why isn't she in more things? This is a person, this is an actor that led a damn tentpole, for crying out loud, and was, I think, the best part of the tentpole that she was when she did Star Wars. And she's done, some other films, but the fact that she's not in demand is kind of a crime to me, but I digress. I enjoyed seeing Daisy Ridley in that, and I think it's a movie that Irvin would find fascinating. I think it's kind of up your alley, and I recommend it to anybody. And anybody who's interested in watching
I have it on
movies.
my watch list right
Yeah, no,
now,
it's
and I always wanted to watch that film since it premiered at Sundance last year, I think.
yeah,
So
it's one of those movies that released just this year, after premiering in festivals last year. So that's yeah. So sometimes I think about dying. That's my recommendation.
I'm taking notes here.
noted.
Well, so those are our recommendations then. So, well, we're gonna finish up now. So let's do some final shots. Hit it.
Honk! Forget it! How dare you!
Final shot time. All right.
Hey.
Jose, what is your final shot?
My final shot is Rami Malek didn't want the Oscar. The prosthetic teeth he wore won it.
Wow. Wow. Oh, man. Prosthetic teeth. Well, prosthetic teeth and the lip syncing.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's
what
another.
That's what won that one. Side note, that should have been Bradley Cooper's. But I digress. Irvin, what is your final shot?
Can it be just more than one?
Go for it.
Well, my first final shot is that in 1995, the best movie at the Oscar was not nominated, and it should have been nominated, and it should have had at least 9 nominations, and I'm talking about Heat.
Oh.
My second final shot is that the wrong film won Best Picture in 1999. It should have never been American Beauty. It's completely overrated, and it should have been The Insider.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, it
Michael
has
Mann fan right here.
Yeah, right. I this is a Michael Mann final shot theme.
Yep, that's it.
So you guys are gonna have to correct me, but I don't know if I've done this. I've done this final shot because I'm forgetful and I don't want to do the research to know. But can we stop doing the 30-year-old actors to play teenagers? Can we stop doing that? I was watching. I saw the TV Glow, terrific film, and Justice Smith plays this kid who's 15. he's almost 30. You know, how many actors we see around that have been 17 for 10 years? Catherine Newton. She's like, she plays teenagers all the time. She played one in a movie that came out just this year. So I'm like, can we not? Let's get age appropriate.
Please and thank you. Preach.
I agree.
I agree.
No notes.
That's why I bloviate and hype up 8th grade, because every character is age appropriate in that movie. We don't have Haley Steinfeld posing as a 13-year-old. But anyways, those are our final shots. So we're done. We're out of here. Thank you for tuning in, and hope you join us next time. And we are out. Thanks for listening. Find our episodes on Spotify and YouTube. Also, follow our Instagram for FilmSake Pod.